Hi there, Perfecto the Castro here and welcome to my channel. I hope you're having a great day. This video is all about the Donner DJC-1000S Thinline T-style electric guitar. Now, is this an elegant jazz axe? Or is it a sleeper rock machine? Well, let's find out. Big thanks to Donner for again sponsoring another video and for sending this cool budget Thinline Telecaster style guitar. As with all my sponsored videos, Donner is primarily paying for the video production and not for my opinion on this guitar. The Donner DJC-1000S is a Thinline Telecaster style guitar, as you can see with the F-hole right here. So quick rundown of the specs. The body is poplar with a maple top. You have two humbuckers and a hardtail bridge with vintage style saddles. Three-way switch, master volume, master tone. And moving on to the neck, it is a maple neck with a maple fretboard, and this is finished with a vintage tint. And in keeping with the look, the back of the neck has a vintagey neck profile paired with a more modern, flatter fretboard radius. On the headstock, there are vintage style tuners as well as vintage style string tees. Now, quick note about the headstock shape. It actually looks really nice, and that is pretty difficult to do nowadays, especially if you're trying to avoid trademark infringement. Now let's move on to the unboxing clips. The box came wrapped in this tough gray plastic, which made it difficult for me to unwrap the thing. Now, as with the other Donner guitar that I previously featured in this channel, the DJC-1000S also came in a nice padded gig bag along with the basic guitar strap, truss rod tool, and the nice soldered guitar cable.
Strip that axe.
Now, at the time of this video, the Donner DJC-1000S has an Amazon price of $169. And at any point in this video, if you're interested in picking one up for yourself, I will have affiliate links in the video description, so check that out. Okay, here it is. This is the Donner DJC-1000S, fresh from unboxing and all tuned up. So I'm going to do something a little different in this video, and I will offer up my first impressions first. Okay, right off the bat, I can tell that I don't like these strings. Not a big deal because I recommend changing the stock strings immediately on these cheap guitars anyway. The frets also need a bit of buffing because they're a little grindy to the touch, especially when you vibrato. Now, tuned up right out of the box, the action is already comfortable. For my personal taste, I'd probably lower the treble strings just a little bit so it feels a little more balanced with the bass strings. However, going through the neck, there doesn't seem to be any dead spots or fret buzz anywhere. Running my fingers along the side of the fretboard, I don't feel any fret sprout, which is very good. It's nice and smooth, so we don't have to worry about that. Now, just judging the sound right here in the room, the pickups are quite beefy with a decent amount of output. Hitting the strings a little harder actually pushes the front end of my amp a little bit. It may be billed as a jazz type Thinline Telecaster style guitar. But it sounds like it wants to rock. Whoa. Now let's check the pickups for microphonics. I'm going to turn up the master volume on my amp and let's see if we can get a squeal or something. It's actually pretty good. That is the good kind of feedback because you can control it, and that can be attributed to probably the semi-hollow nature of this guitar. So we can get controlled feedback but not the microphonic squealing kind. It's great. Okay, so this is looking to be quite promising indeed. So what I'm going to do now is figure out what kind of track I can play on this Donner DJC-1000S. I believe that this particular DJC-1000S did not undergo a special setup before it was sent to me to use in this video. In the middle of recording the demo track, I actually broke the first string right in the middle of the fretboard. So that means there aren't any sharp edges at the bridge or at the tuner or at the nut. And also while setting up the neck and string action, I discovered that the truss rod was all the way loose. So I had to tighten it to put some tension in the neck. So the first order of business when you receive your own DJC-1000S is to take the stock strings off, buff and polish the frets, make sure they are nice and shiny, and then install a brand new set of strings. Now, the best thing I like about the Donner DJC-1000S are the pickups. You can go from nice and mellow to all out rock. And since these are not microphonic, that means I can gig with this guitar at stage volume. And speaking of the stage, this guitar is not bad to look at all. So it's a very pretty looking guitar that will probably turn heads as you play it. Now, here are the things that I don't like about this guitar. I'm not a fan of the hardtail bridge with the vintage style saddles. This bridge just feels rough under the hands, and I wish that Donner went with a more modern style bridge. Now, looking at this bridge closely, it looks like the screw mounting holes are specific to this particular bridge, which makes it difficult to find a replacement bridge. And that also means that if you do decide to replace this bridge, you're going to have to plug the old holes and re-drill new holes for the new bridge. Now, you could probably improve the feel of this bridge by replacing these vintage style saddles with a set of modern saddles. And this mod is easy enough to do. Now, speaking of modifications, if you wanted to go all out, I would also recommend changing the tuners, the string tees, and the nut. That way you'll give this guitar rock solid tuning stability. All in all, the Donner DJC-1000S is a good introduction to the world of thin line electric guitars. If you change the strings to a heavier gauge, you can do the jazz thing, or you can keep the current gauge and just plug it into a dirty amp and rock out. And if this video has helped you decide to get your own Donner DJC-1000S, please consider buying through my affiliate links in the video description below. Buying from these links are of no extra cost to you, and the small commission that I get helps me keep making these videos for everybody to enjoy. Now, what do you think of this budget Thinline Telecaster guitar? Let me know in the comment section below. I read everything. Now, of course, if you dug this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe if you haven't yet, and don't forget to ring that bell. Now, I'm gonna keep on playing this Thinline Tele because you all know the drill. Practice makes perfecto. Cheers, guys.